All right, Humanity Church, by now you've heard the news that in 90 days we are going to be finding a new home for our community. And really, new home is not the best word to use because the home of the church is in our homes, it's in our schools, it's in our workplaces, it's in the places that we gather as community. And so we know that the church has a home, but what we're specifically looking for is a building that we can gather in on Sundays for our corporate gathering time. And so we are praying and fasting for the next 21 days that God would do something miraculous in and for and through our community. And these 21 days are going to be really powerful. I believe that God is going to do something really unprecedented in our individual lives and the life of our community. And that's really critical for me. Over the next 21 days, I want you to pick something that you're going to fast from and pray for. So fasting, if you've never done it, it's not a hunger strike. It's simply you removing something that you want or need from your life for a season of time, and then spending that time that you would normally engage in that with God in prayer. So you may remove something like a meal every single day. You may remove something like sugar or caffeine or ice cream. You may remove something like a television show that you binge out on or social media. Whatever it is for you, I'm going to ask you to pick something that feels like a stretch. That's going to feel a little bit of a sacrifice for you to give that up during these 21 days. Now, during these 21 days, whenever you feel the urge to engage that, or whether it's normally the time to step in and have that meal or to watch that television show, that you would spend that time connecting to God, that you would spend that time in prayer. Whenever you feel the urge to engage that activity or that thing, that you would use that as a reminder to pray, to know that we rely on something far bigger than food or television or social media or caffeine. And it's going to remind us to connect to God, to look to His provision in our lives during these 21 days. And like I said, I want these 21 days of prayer and fasting to be both personal and corporate. I want you to pick something in your own life that you need a breakthrough in. It could be in a relationship, it could be in your finances, it could be in a career, it could be in a thought pattern that you have that's just taken over your life. It could be simply wanting to connect closer to God and to see Him move and grow in your life. So pick something personally that you're fasting for during these 21 days. And also remember that we are praying corporately. We're fasting that God would provide miraculously over the next 90 days for us to have a space to gather in. We're asking that God would provide clarity over the next 21 days. For our leadership team, that there would be clarity as to what our next steps are and where we're headed, that God would provide all the provision necessary, that God would call us into a season of generosity and sacrifice as a community to create this gathering space that we'll call home for the next season. And that He will also create expansion during this season. My real hope and prayer is that over the next 90 days, they don't feel scarce, they don't feel like we're hunkering down, they don't feel like anything's being taken away from us, but that this would be 90 days of miraculous expansion, that we would see people come to know Jesus, that we would see life transformed, that we would see love invade our communities like we've never seen it before, and that actually the next 90 days, which should technically feel like scary and overwhelming and worrisome, that they would be some of the most powerful days in the history of our community. That we might look back and say, wow, on July 12th, when we started this prayer and fasting, God did something incredible that would fuel us for the years to come. So I'm going to invite you into these 21 days of prayer and fasting with us, and that you would stick with it. We're going to be texting and calling and emailing and Facebooking and Instagramming and making sure that you have all the support necessary. In your humanity groups, we're going to ask you to check in and to let your group know what God has been saying to you and what He's been doing in your life. And remember that we have a hotline that we'd love to have you call to let us know what God's speaking to you personally and what He's showing you around the city and in your own lives. And so you can call this number. It is 909-287-1228. I'm going to ask you to put that in your phone right now. 909-287-1228. Now, I know some of you are horrified of talking to someone on the phone. When you actually call that number, no one will pick up. It will go straight to voicemail. You can leave a voicemail. Our team will get that. Or if you're driving around or you're at home or you're at work, you can just text that. And whatever text message you send in will go straight to our team. And so that'll be an encouragement for us to see the patterns that God is speaking to our community with. So you can use that, or you can also use the Humanity Church app. Just click on prayer and you can let us know what God's showing you over the next 21 days. I believe that these are going to be our best days ahead, and and that God is going to do something so miraculous, something so beautiful that we would have never expected it. So I'm excited to be on this journey with you, that Humanity Church is ours, that it's not any one person's, it's not our leadership team's, it is ours. And so we are going to step into the future with purpose and passion and power and see the world transformed. Love you guys.